What's up, guys? I appreciate you all tuning in. And if you can't tell by the thumbnail and the title, today we're going to be going over my client Jordan's progress. You can see him right here. And this is a really special case for me because we were able to put 10 pounds of muscle onto him in literally 1 month. Now, he doesn't take steroids. He was working out from home for the majority of this, for a good part of this. He doesn't do anything crazy, doesn't do anything special, literally just listens to my plan, follows my plan, asks for advice and whatnot. So I'm going to show you step by step what we did for him. And more importantly, I'm going to show you the proof that this was done in literally 1 month. I'll show you the exact progress photos of him making this transformation in 1 month and showing you guys how you can do the exact same thing and how I'm going to do this for numerous other people. So let's begin. So starting off, we have week 1 here. And as you can see, he didn't really have a lot of definition during this first week. This is when he had just started with me. So he was pretty much brand new to this whole program. He had lifted in the past, but he had been stuck in a plateau for a very long time. So during this time, he didn't have access to a gym. We just had him on home workouts, and I'll show you what those home workouts look like. You can see them up here. So simple 4-day split, upper body, lower body. Now the reason for this is so that he can get adequate training volume, meaning that he's hitting each muscle group at least twice per week, even though he's at home. Obviously, it's a lot easier to go to the gym. It's a lot more beneficial to actually get that work in the gym, but it's not necessary, as you can tell. And towards the end of week 1, obviously, this is when we started to see a little bit of progress here. We saw a nice jump in the weight overall. We saw him start to gain a little bit of weight. And as you can see, based on his progress, in the first week, we saw a very substantial difference just within 1 week. So that's what we did for the first week in terms of his training. And then with dieting, his meal plan looks like this. This is what his meal plan has looked like for the duration of this month. However, his calories started out 300 lower than you see on the screen. These are just his current calories that we have him at over a month into the bulk now. But he started at around 2,600 calories per day. Nothing crazy at all. A very manageable amount of food. So now we're going to bring you into week 2 of his programming. What we did week 2, what we changed. Week 2 is when he started actually going to the gym, but he couldn't do it full time. So what I implemented is a hybrid approach that I take with a lot of my clients who can't make it to the gym every day, where we're doing some workouts at home and some workouts are going to be in the gym, as you can see on the screen. This is exactly what his workout program looked like on his calendar. Along with that, this week we bumped up calories around 150 just because his weight gain started to stagnate. He was sitting around the same weight, and we wanted to make sure that we kept things moving in the right direction. So we upped the weight, and I want to make it known that during this time he was doing no cardio. He didn't do any cardio at all for this whole month. All he did was get 8,000 to 10,000 steps in a day, which is very manageable. It's not as much as you would think. So we didn't focus on cardio. We didn't do anything crazy like that. All we did this week was increase his calories by about 150, and he started working out in the gym a couple days a week, still following the same split. And as you can see, more substantial progress this week. Now, I'm going to take you into week 3 and what we did week 3 moving forward. So if you'll notice his program, it says like 1 RIR on some of the shoulder training workouts. The reason for this is because he had a lingering shoulder injury for years that we had to recover. So if you are struggling with an injury of those sorts, you need to start training with RIR for those movements. That means reps in reserve. So you should be working out with reps still in the tank. You shouldn't be pushing as hard as you can. You don't want to injure that. And as we're doing that, we're building strength in other muscle groups. So we're focusing on his rear delts, focusing on his back, focusing on his traps, strengthening the areas around this injured shoulder so that his overall strength is brought up and that we're able to push harder in the gym. So this is the week that we actually started pushing a bit harder in the gym. We started doing more, and at this point he's almost fully in the gym, but he's still doing at-home workouts. And as you can see, oh, my hiccups, jeez. As you can see, 3 weeks into the program, this is now his transformation. Within 21 days, we made this transformation. So you're severely overestimating the amount of time it takes to make a crazy transformation like this, if you can't tell. This is what we did for 3 weeks. We didn't even change calories this week. They stayed the exact same. Literally no difference. So 2,750 calories, the same as last week. Still doing no cardio, still following these same workout splits, just with a little bit more intensity. And that's all we did different for week 3. And now I'll take you into week 4, the final week of this month, where we completed putting on 10 pounds of muscle in roughly 1 month. Here we are on week 4. This is the final week of his programming. You can see we upped calories a good bit here again. We upped them another 100 to 150 just because weight gain started to stagnate. We didn't add any cardio. We didn't do anything different. We kept with the same training program and continued to increase the intensity as his shoulder injury heals. Now, there's a couple lessons in this. Obviously, you can see this transformation. It's absolutely insane. You will never get a transformation like this if you do not stay consistently consistent with what you're doing. So I'm not saying you need to go to the gym 7 days a week, because he only went to the gym 4 days a week and did this, right? You don't need to go 7 days a week. but he was very consistent with his diet. He had one free meal per week, which is what I give to all of my clients so they can still enjoy the foods that they like. And more importantly, he was enjoying the foods on his plan because I cater all my meal plans to you. These are the meals that he wanted to eat. I didn't force him to eat this. He told me that these are the meals that he wanted. Along with that, during this time, we're obviously communicating extensively. I'm reviewing everything he's doing, making sure I'm there for questions. That's essentially how I structure everything, is I'm there 24/7 for my guys. Obviously, I'm not going to just throw a program in your face. But that is the power of having a program that is updated and you can continue to utilize it for you, right? If it's just a one-time program that some fitness influencer is selling you, it's not going to do anything because they're not updating, changing, and looking at your feedback. The reason we were able to make this crazy transformation is because I'm updating things constantly and making sure that he's consistently progressing in the right direction. So if you are struggling to get in shape, you feel like you just have been stuck in a plateau for a while, you don't exactly look how you want to look, then I am here to help. If you have any questions, I'm happy to answer those in my Instagram DMs. If you have any questions you want to comment, I'm happy to make videos on them. And if you do want to join the team, become my next success sword, just like Jordan that you see here, you can leave a comment down below, you can message me on Instagram, and I have a link in my bio where you can book a call to speak directly to me about getting in touch with me about my services and figuring out if you're a good fit for the team. So if you guys do book a call, you guys are interested, I will see you on the other side. And if not, I hope you keep tuning in for these videos because I'm going to be putting out free game just like this every single day.